Happy Supercharge Manifesting Monday. Welcome to the start of another week. Hang on a second. Let's move this in place. All right. Welcome to the start of another week. Time for some inspirational coffee. We're talking this morning about some words that we should never say. Literally ban from your vocabulary. Never let them leave your lips. All right. So I'm going to wait for you all to jump in and give each other some love. Happy Money Manifesting Monday. Here in the Money Family, we have renamed Mondays Money Day. So really, happy Money Day. Welcome in, Money Family. And if this is your first time catching this video, whether it's live or on the replay, we are here. I am here, and the entire Money Family, we convene every Monday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern to kickstart the week. Just get ourselves in high vibration. Remember some things about manifesting, amp up our commitment to using our power. We do all the amazing things, and we just feel happy, right? All right. Happy Money Day. That's right. Happy Money Day. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. All right. So I see that. Yay. I love it. Hello, all of you telling me hi. When I look this way, by the way, I'm looking at the comments. I love it. Yay. There they all are. Good morning. Good morning to all of you. And just so you know, like if this is strange for you, we really do consider ourselves a family, and we show up every Monday morning at 8 Eastern. And just loving each other, and it's such a great high energy way to kickstart our week. So this Monday, what I have in store for you is something that I have been reminded of through my own personal life, as well as in our community and in our business. I see, people really saying some things that I really just want to hug them really tight and go, if you want to manifest wealth, these words can never, ever, ever, ever leave your lips. It's like they are banned for eternity. They can never come out of your mouth. And the reason why, and here's the other part of this, it's not only come out of your mouth, but we have to become masterful at never even thinking these thoughts. And I'll be the first to tell you that this has been a journey for me. And yes, as great as I have become at doing it, there are some times when I still find myself, oh wow, did I really just have that thought? Or have I really been thinking like that these past couple hours? So it is a journey, and the best that we can hope for is to do the best we can as often as we can, right? I'll take that any day, that you're doing the best you can as often as you can. And so I want to start this conversation by saying this is not only words that you don't say, but it's also words you don't think, especially if you understand manifesting and you really want to use your power, your creative power, to create wealth, right? This would be your kryptonite. Like, you saying this would just deplete your power. These three things I'm going to share with you would completely deplete your power and actually have you working against yourself. And we don't want that. But this is something that we say so loosely, or we think so loosely. And so in this conversation, here we go. All right, everyone's here. In this conversation, I think this is really more than anything else a reminder, right? I don't think I'm going to share anything brand new with you all this morning that you've never heard, but I know I need the reminder. I know several of you here need the reminder. And so let's just be reminded and move on, right? I'm also going to share with you what to say instead. So no worries, I got you. Okay. So several of you, I know, have read the book The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, and one of my top favorite of the four is be impeccable with your words, because your words, what you say, it weaves, and the language that he uses, like, it weaves magic. It can create heaven or hell right here on earth. Anything that comes out of your mouth becomes your truth. It gets created. So the first thing I want you to just, every one of you watching, I want you to remind yourself today, for the rest of this week, forever, type it in the comments, My words create my life. My words create my life. Everyone watching, I want to see whether you're watching live or watching the replay. Just go ahead and type that, get it in that neural pathway, get it to that subconscious mind. Give yourself that powerful reminder: my words create my life. And the way I think of it is my thoughts create, right? We know that those of us that have studied the science of getting rich, we know that our thoughts create in the spiritual realm. It starts everything in motion. And I feel like, and if you want to amplify your thoughts, speak it into existence. Speak it. That's why we do affirmations. That's why we make verbal declarations, right? That's why we write things out. It's like, take it out of your thoughts and bring it some way into the physical. And so I feel like anything that comes out of your mouth anyway is what you've been thinking. So the fact that you had the thought and you are now verbalizing it only amplifies the power of it. So everything that you speak, your words, it's like an amplification of your thoughts. And your words are creating your life. You know for sure when you say it, you like 1,000% think it. And that can be good and scary. You know, sometimes when I hear myself saying things, I'm like, wow, sometimes I didn't even realize that I had those thoughts, right? So my words, my words create my life. And having typed that, I'm so proud of all of you. Like, pause for a moment and just like let that sink in. My words create my life. What are you saying? What are you saying? And now, one of the things that I share with people is, you know, I remember when I first met Diane. Diane is a very fast talker, and she's also from the Northeast, so very direct and just like says what she thinks. And it was like culture shock for me because I was so new in this work and I was so cautious about the things that were coming out of my mouth, you know. And so I had to really I had to really almost pause in a lot of moments in our conversations because she's going fast and I want to go fast and I want to get it all out. And I found myself just like almost having to breathe, to slow myself down, to just think first before I said it, because I knew and I was so committed, like loose things are not going to come out of my mouth. I'm going to be super committed to that because I understand the power of my words, right? So here we go. Number one, you want to manifest wealth? You have got to not band, ban. You have got to ban this saying from your vocabulary. It can never leave your lips. And it is, I can't afford it. I can't afford it cannot be a part of your vocabulary. Can't say it. Like, gone, has to be gone. It just has to be gone. And here's the thing: if your words create, and I've laid the foundation and you truly get that and you understand, what does I can't afford it create in your life? Whether you can't afford a $1 thing, a $10 thing, a $10,000 thing, a $100,000 thing, I can't afford it. If words create, what is that creating? And even the word afford, you know how I am with words, like budget, not a big part of my vocabulary. It feels limiting to me. I can't afford it is gone. It's banned. You part of the money family, like part of the price of admission. We don't talk like that. We don't talk like that. And for many of you, I know this is going to be, you know, a massive awareness, because you're going to probably start to realize either how many times you say it or how that's just a normal thing for people around you to say. It's going to be like your mind is going to go, wow, right? I can't afford it. Can't be. Yeah, there you go. Shirley says it's banned. I can't afford it. So here's what we say, and here is what we think, more importantly. I'm going to be very honest with you. At this point in my journey, I hardly think, can I afford something? I hardly think that. It honestly, if I find myself thinking, can I afford it? It's so strange to me because it's so far, like it's so far gone from my norm. I have normalized never thinking, can I afford it? What I think instead, honestly, swear to you, what I think is, do I really want this? Because I know if I truly have a strong desire for it, whatever is needed is going to be provided. So I switch my thinking and my words from a limitation, I can't afford it, and I tap into desire, because desire is way stronger than the limitation of the money in the bank. The money in the bank is finite. That is a result of my past thinking. Whatever's in the bank right now is a result of my past thinking. But if there's something that I desire and I tap into that, here's what I love. Those of you that have found yourself saying you can't afford something and you're limiting yourself in that way, I want you to think about it the way I think about it. My bank is not SunTrust, it's not Chase, it's not Wells Fargo, it's not Truist, whatever they're all called, Bank of America. My bank is the bank of the universe. The bank of the universe. So to say I can't afford something is really tapping into that little self that says, me, Tasha the human, I can't afford it. And I don't live on that plane. And as part of the money family, I am inviting you to take yourself out of that dimension and step into the next one, which is my bank is a bank of the universe. The bank of the universe. So to say, I can't afford it is to literally cut yourself off. It's like literally disconnecting yourself from access to the universal bank of infinite abundance. Does that make sense to you all? This is really a lot. That's right. My bank is a bank of the universe. That's the way I think. So, because my bank is a bank of the universe and the supply is infinite, what I really have to ask myself is, how badly do I really want this? Do I really want this? And if the answer is yes, then it's done. Whatever is needed will be provided, period. End of story. That's just how it works, you know? But as long as I'm over here in my little self trying to budget and figure out where I'm going to pull the money from here to there, I don't live like, we don't live like that. Not only I, here in the money family, you know, that's like back in the day, long time ago, we used to be like that. We don't do that. We understand our power and that the access that we have to financial abundance is infinite. It is the universe. So now I really think and say, I really want that. It's done. Right? Here are a couple other things. I'm so grateful this thing that I desire is paid in full. Instead of saying, can I afford it? Start saying, okay, I acknowledge a desire for that, and I'm so grateful it's paid in full. Like, give the job to God, universe, source to pay for it, not you and your little bank account and your credit cards and figuring out like part of how it works out that you get to pay it in full, maybe through some of those channels. You might get a credit card offer in the mail where you never had one before. You might see more money in your bank. You might, you know, have money come to you in lots of different ways. But you're not starting with, let me figure out in my finite mind where the money is going to come from. You start from, the universe is infinite in its supply, and however it's going to choose to provide this money for my desire, it will be done. I'm standing in, it's paid in full. I'm so grateful. I don't live in, can I afford it or can I afford it? I'm so grateful everything I desire is paid in full, right? So go ahead and type that. I live in a paid in full universe. I live in a paid in full life. Uh, there you go. Marie says, I love that. Um, you know, and so I sometimes, and there's a little meme that we have that we post that says, start thinking, how can I afford it? Instead of I can't afford it, how can I afford it? And I have been sharing that for a long time because it's like I've graduated from that now. And I want us to graduate from, the first level is I can't afford it. The next level is, how can I afford it? And the fact that you ask yourself that questions opens up your power source, your subconscious mind, and it like populates it with a question that it needs to answer. So how can I afford it? And your power source, your subconscious mind goes to work and it starts giving you ideas that you can act on, or reminding you of places you have money, or whatever it needs to do, it's going to do for you and give you the way to show you how you can afford it. But really, I have graduated now, like I said, and I'm taking you all up to the next level. I'm bringing you to that next level and out of this afford language. Afford for me is still limiting. That's what I realized, why I don't even want to say it anymore, right? I don't want to talk about can I afford something, because can I afford it implies for me like I can't. It implies I can't, like, afford is a very limiting thinking for me. So I'm going to inspire you all. Go ahead and type this. How can I pay for it? How can I pay for it? How can I pay for it? That is how we roll. This is what wealthy people think. This is how we think and speak when we want to manifest more wealth. How can I pay for it? Not how can not I can't afford it, not even how can I afford it. How can I pay for it? Subconscious mind, God, universe, source, show me. Show me how I can pay for it. How can I pay for it? That's how we roll. All right. Here's the second one. Ooh, number 2, we never say, completely banned from our vocabulary. I don't have any money. Like, literally, I have to close my eyes to say it because it makes me feel pain. That is where we have to normalize that we don't utter these words, because we are looking to manifest wealth, and things like I don't have any money. If your words create, is that creating wealth or the lack of wealth? It really is just that simple. It's not rocket science. I don't have any money. What does that create more of when you speak things like that, or when you think in that way? What is it going to create more of? So here in the money family, banned. You can't. You cannot want to attract wealth and speak words like this, because your words create. And saying I don't have any money is only going to create more. I don't have any money. I really don't. I really don't have any money. There you go. Cheryl says, I don't have any money. Never say that again. Absolutely. So what do I say instead? Because you're going to say, but Tasha, I looked at my bank account and there really was no money, right? There was $0 or $10 or not enough. And that is, always remember, when you open your bank account, whatever you see there is a result of your past thinking. Whatever's in your bank account right now is a result of your past thinking. And so, because we know that we can think and speak things into existence, the question is, stop checking your bank account to see what's in there now. Spend that time, that when you have the urge to check your bank account, instead, something way more powerful, because you're just replaying the past when you look at whatever is there. I hardly check my bank account. I hardly do it. What I live in is the constant thought of creating what I want to see there in the future. That's where I play. So I do things like I go to the ATM to deposit a check. I love getting that little receipt from the ATM. And then I literally mark out whatever I just deposited, because whatever I just deposited is a result of a desire I had a long time ago, right? So several months ago, I longed, or I created being in a place where I could make a deposit of this amount. And so now I have that today. But when I get that receipt, like, yay, me. And okay, now let's create what I want to see 2 months from now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now. That's where I'm constantly living in creation. So it's not, I don't have any money. Like, what's the word? Manage yourself out of that thought pattern and step into, I am receiving, or I am open to receiving money. I'm open to receiving money from multiple sources, from unexpected sources. I'm open to receiving money today. I remember one of our clients, she's from Canada and she was doing our program and she was just, debating with me so hard on this. Tasha, I'm doing everything, but the reality is, I go, the reality is you created the reality that you have today. And constantly telling me about the reality that you have today is only going to create more of it. So if you believe, and here's the thing, she was so strong in her belief of the spiritual principles, like she could teach it better than me. And so I challenged her. I go, do you really believe it? Because if you believed it, what you would be saying is, I'm manifesting money now. I am manifesting money now. Don't tell me about what's in your bank account. Don't tell me about your debts. Don't talk about them. What is talking about them going to do? Create more of it, right? So I'm manifesting money now. I'm open to receiving money now. Hang on a second. Let's see. There we go. I'm open to receiving money instead of I don't have any money. Can never say that. Can never. It steeps you and connects you to lack. Okay. The other one is, and I know, I'm probably preaching to the choir. I know there's no one here who would ever say this, but let's just say this video goes viral and somebody who has not been in the money family for a while happens to see this. Then maybe that's for that person. It might not be for all of you. But this might also be a powerful reminder, just so you're like, oh, yeah, you know what? Let me put that in there. And remember, I am broke. I am broke. And what happens where I feel like I am broke comes from is when you have that moment where you want to spend money on something that you desire, but you are tapped into looking at the lack, and then you'll say things like, I'm broke. Well, first of all, anything after I am is a fact. If you want to never say anything, you never say anything you don't really want after those two words, I am, because anything after I am is like the next level of creation, right? We've been talking about your thoughts create and then you speak it, and that's the next level. And then there's I am, and I am is like the superpower of all the words. So anything after I am is a fact for your life. You literally just said to yourself, I am this thing. That is me. That's who I am. That is my truth. I am broke. Never, ever, 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 ever in this family. We don't talk like that. I am broke is not a part of our vocabulary. So what we say is, the more I spend, the more I make. The more I spend, the more I make. In fact, here's a little game I thought I would share with you guys. The more I spend, the more I make. Any of these three things, I can't afford it, I don't have any money, I am broke. Your attention is on the lack of wealth in your life. Your attention, which is your currency for creation. Where's your attention? Where's your focus? What are you focused on? What you focus on expands. When you say any of those three things, you have literally put your attention on the lack of wealth. And that, my friends, will only create more lack. Right? So watch your words, watch what it's telling you, you're placing your attention on. The more I spend, the more I make. I like to play a little game when I do these affirmations, and I call it, we say show and tell. How many, everybody knows show and tell. Well, I like to play with my affirmations, and I love that the universe, God, source is so benevolent, like loves to please me. One of the sentences, or this might be from the Bible, but in the Science of Getting Rich, it says, it is your Father's pleasure to give you the kingdom. It is your Father's pleasure to give you the kingdom. So when we are saying these lack and limiting words or sayings, it is like we're literally asking the Father for more of those things. We're asking the universe for more of those things. But if we delight in wealth, if having more wealth, more financial abundance will bring you greater joy, then ask for it through your words. Affirm it in the way that you speak, right? So because I do this, I like to play the prove and tell game. Prove and tell. And whenever I feel fear in spending, whenever I feel lack, whenever I could feel any concern around money, I spend. I spend. I spend in faith. I give in faith. I invest in myself in faith. Everything that is the total opposite of those limitations, I literally put myself in position to do the total opposite of it. Like, I can't afford it. Okay, no, I'm going to prove I can. And then I'm going to tell you all about it. Right? So I can't afford it never comes into my thought. My thing, and when I do, for sure, if I find myself thinking that, it is a sure fact. I don't even care if I want it at that point. The fact that I thought that makes me aware that whatever this thing is that I desire, because if I didn't desire it, I wouldn't be thinking about if I can afford it or not. Right? So the fact that I go into I can't afford it, that thought enters my mind, triggers, like, I've trained myself to trigger, oh yeah, watch me prove I can afford it, because my bank is a bank of the universe. So I can't afford it doesn't need to be part of my life. Get that? So prove and tell. Prove and tell is the game that we play when we want to manifest more wealth. I'm going to prove it. I am going to step into, I can afford it. I'm so grateful. I live a paid and full life. I'm so grateful. There's an abundance of infinite supply always available for me. The more I spend, the more I make. I'm always open to receiving more money. I manifest money now. That's where we live when we want to create more wealth. I spend in faith. Absolutely. I spend in faith. I invest in faith. Um, there's something that I am pondering right now, and I am more excited about what the investment is going to create for me than I am about how much it is and what's involved in spending it. If that even makes sense. Like, that's the next level, is where you're like, because I spend this money, I know what it's going to give me access to. This demonstration of my faith, stepping out of the limiting thoughts of affording and not affording, what's there right now and what's not there right now, stepping out of that and playing the prove and tell game excites the heck out of me, because it's like, what is that going to give me access to? I was telling my fiance recently, and I've been saying this a lot, like, you know what? I have proven my first luxury car, I walked in there with no intention of buying it. If I would have sat down at home and looked online at the car and looked at the price and sat and tried to figure out how I was going to afford it, I would have never gone to the dealership. Does that make sense? I wouldn't have gone, because I would have said, well, my financial reality says this is not something I can afford. But I knew inherently that stepping into that level of, I'm going to prove I can afford a luxury car. And I went and I manifested it. And you know what? Everything in my life financially has been stepped up and stepped up and stepped up from that act of faith. So I've proven it over and over again. When I want access to next level, I got to do next level things. And wealthy people are not steeped in afford language or broke language or there's no money language. There's, trust me, you want to manifest wealth, act like them. They'll go find it. They'll find it. That we call it manifesting. They'll find it. They'll attract it. It will come to them. That's how we roll. All right. Well, I love you all. Have a great Monday. Let's see all the comments. Have a great Monday. And remember, your words create your life. Watch what you're thinking and saying, and just start saying things that you know are going to create the reality that you desire. Mwah. Bye.